Alrighty, so we have our HUD. But we need a start level here, and currently we do not have one. So let's go ahead and just make that. I think this is also saved as sample scene, so I'm just going to save this scene as level 01. So we'll just do save as, just so that, and then go to scenes, and then we'll just call this level 01. And then what we're going to do is we are going to make a new level. So then just do file, new scene, and we're going to do an empty built-in. I don't know if yours will look like that. Then we'll create a camera, create camera. That's it. And then we don't really need to do anything with it, but select the camera. You'll see that right now it's clear flags, which means a clear flag just means that if there's an object, if there's nothing behind it, if there's nothing behind anything in your scene, it's what's going to show up. And so currently it's a skybox, which is normally what you want for a 3D game. But in a platformer or in a menu, that's not what we want. So we're just going to switch this to a solid color. Okay. And then I can click a background color and, I don't know, choose something that makes you feel good. So we'll just go with something like that. I think that's all I really need to change on that. The rest of it's fine because we're just going to add UI elements. So there's really nothing special about it. So go to UI, just do text. And I'm just going to call this first person. Oh wait, yeah, this is text. Sorry. Actually, sorry. Why am I calling it a title text? Is what I'll call it. And then I'm just going to call it first person survival game. Okay. Good. And then the same things before, you should probably know how to do all this anyways. Oh, let's go like here, and I'm going to anchor it in the middle, and then we will position it up. So let's say 200. That's probably fine. I'm going to change the width to 500 and the height to 100, okay? Which is overkill, but I just want to make sure that we have enough room for that game. You'll see that it's left alignment. Just make it middle because I want it to be in center. And the same things before, you know, find a text like going to font or something like that. I'm not going to bother doing that because you should. It's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to go ahead and make it bold though, and we'll take the color or the size and let's do 36. All right, first person survival game. And if you want, you can add a component shadow to it and you can change the color. I'm just going to call that good because I don't really care that much. All right, but you should obviously have a title to the game. And then if you want to put a picture, you can put a picture in here. You just go UI, and then you'll see, where are you? Image. Just slap on an image, and you just kind of control it the same way. You'll be able to figure it out. It's not that hard. What we need to do is just add a button. You probably know these too, but I'm just doing it so that way you can follow along and it's a little bit easier. And we'll just call this the start button. Okay. And I'm just going to hold out and shift, make sure it's centered. It already was anyway, but I just want to make sure. The width and height do matter on this one because that's actually going to change the size of the button physically. But what I do want to do is move it to the left. So we'll do minus 150. Let's do minus 200. Oops. Undo that. Okay. Minus 200. There we go. And we'll call that good for right now. You can change the colors and all that, and exactly the same thing as I said before. You know, you'd want to change this sprite. Right now it's got the default UI sprite. It's pretty ugly. Not that great. I'm going to expand this though, go to the text, and we're just going to, I don't care about the name, and we're just going to say start game, so that's the start game button. Pretty great. I'm just going to duplicate this, Control D, and this one we'll say is, oops, actually, I grabbed the text. I want to grab the start button, Control D, or Command D if you're on a Mac, and let's just change the name to quit button. Swing. Okay, so quit button. Good. And then take the position. Let's just do 200. So it's on the other side, and it's probably too far apart, but that's fine. Go to the text. You know, arrange it so it looks better. And it's just going to be quit game. So quit game. Okay. And again, just do, you know, the things that you should to make it look nicer and all that. But we have the basic setup here. So now what we need to do is we just need to go through and make this make it function, right? So I'm just going to minimize this and minimize this. So what I need to do is I'm just going to make a game controller script and use that. So make sure you're in the script folder. Right click, create C# script, and we will call this the game controller script, like so. And then we will open that up. And mine went over here. rid of this. All right. That is great. Okay, so we just need to add a couple of things here. So I'm going to need a, oops. Do we need update? We'll do it after these. So I'm not sure we're going to need these. We're going to actually add to this in the other level too for other things that we need. But I'm just going to load in what I need for what we have here. Okay, so we will do, let's see. Okay, so we're going to do void start level, we'll call it. All right, and then this will just load the level. Okay, so we'll just do scene. So we're going to do a scene manager. So we have to load in because we're doing level loading. We're just going to go ahead and do using Unity engine dot scene management. I guess right. Okay, and then we can go ahead and use this part here. So it's going to be scene manager dot load scene, and the scene we're going to load is just going to be 1. Okay, we didn't do anything fancy because this will always just load that first level because we're not making multiple levels in our game. If you want to do that, you can do that, and you could have different levels and stuff, but I'm just going to make mine like that. And we don't have it set up yet, but you know, when we go to build settings, we'll load. And so right now it's just sample scene 0, but this will be scene 1. And then our other level 1 will make, that'll be index is 1. So that's why it's load scene level 1, because that's going to be that. The other thing I want to do, because this is, we're also going to use this just to make sure that things are running okay. Because if you remember, we did the pause menu. Oops. I'm just going to go ahead and make my time scale 1, meaning I'm going to make it so the game runs real time, just on the off chance that we go back, we go forward or something, and for some reason I had it pause. I don't want the game to be starting pause. Probably don't even need this, but I'm just going to put it in here anyway, just to make sure. So time.timescale, set it equal to 1, okay? Okay, so that will start the first level. And then we also need to do a quit game. So we'll do one right after here, and we'll just do void quit game. All right, and that will just be application.quit, like that. Great. Okay. Now we have our two functions here, but they actually won't be able to be accessed by this because get out of here. Because they're not public, so we just need to make them public. So just in front of this, make sure that they are public void and public void. And I think that's all I need for this level. But in the other level, I'm going to add some more stuff to it. But this will be good enough for now. So just save what you have, file save as, or whatever. I just hit Control S, or you can hit Command S. Okay. And we'll give it a second. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create an empty object, create empty, and we're just going to call it the game controller. Okay. And yeah, so game controller, and then we're going to throw that game controller script on top of it, like so. Or you can drag it in here; it's probably easier. All right, good. So now this is going to hold the scripts we're going to use on these buttons. So I'm just going to go to Start button, scroll on down, hit the little plus here. And it needs an object. I'm going to drag game controller onto that object. And then we'll go under here, game controller script, and then you'll see start level, because that's my start game. Go to quit button and do the same thing. Oh, scroll down. Okay, right, scroll down. Oh, hit the plus first, sorry. And then click and drag game controller onto the object. And then go to its game controller script. And then we want to do quit game. All right, and that's it. So let's go ahead and save this level. File. Save, and then make sure you're in the scenes folder, and we'll just call this start game. Okay, that's good. And then we want to add this to our index. So go to File, Build Settings, and just do Add Open Scenes, and take this one and just drag it to the top. Click on it, and then click and pull up, and now it's on the first one. Okay, so that's good. And then this guy I'm going to click on and delete. We don't need that, and close that out. And I'm just going to save it again for good measure. That looks good, and we want to make it so we load the other scene up. So go to, let me see, probably open recent scenes, and well, that's disappointing. That's not helpful at all. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. Go to your scenes folder and go to level 1. There it is. File, build settings, add open scenes. Okay, so now we got start game level 1. Great. All right. And I'm going to, again, save it, and then go to start game. Just double click on start game here. Come on. There it goes. And I'm just going to test it. I'm going to hit play. Hopefully there's no major issues. And if I start game, it'll go to the level. That's great. Okay. So that's fine. I can't really adjust the application.quit, but it should work. You have to actually build it to make it work. But anyways, we have a start screen. This obviously is terrible. So just do a whole lot more. I just want to get the mechanics. You probably already know how to do it, but I just want to make the video so you can just follow it real quick. But now we have a start screen, so that is good. And then the next one we'll work on like basically our pause and death screen.